Hello, welcome everybody. This is Pyrotechnics, and I am still a little sick. I caught something while I was in Colorado last weekend, but it's all good, especially because, boom, I got back my awesome, this is not an overlay. I have been incorrectly calling this an overlay for a while. This is, in fact, just a screen-savey kind of. I need to learn the terminology better. I'm pretty bad about it, but I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm going to go back to me. So this game I'm casting was requested on Castit, DBR iMatt, who I just refer to as iMatt because it sounds kind of cool, I think, is playing a nice little mirror matchup of ZvZ, some platinum level, I believe. Looks like it. And I got my replay downloaded, so I'm going to jump right into the game, actually. And we will see how it goes. Should be good. And I think that's the right button. We're gonna find out. If you're saying anything but my little name tag there and then the game, I'm doing it wrong. Anyways, this is on Newkirk Precinct, ZvZ, iMatt, and well, this is not iMatt. This is iMatt. Oh my god! Oh my god! I actually got on the right screen. I'm excited. This will be a good game. I'm at the red Zerg in the bottom right corner, and over to the left we have got, wow, way too zoomed in, Spocria. Spocria. That sounds like something I'm taking for this cold. Alright. And I liken this kind of little ZvZ matchup. We will take a look into the players, both their names. There we are. iMatt starting off nice and slow. It looks like he might be going for a 7 pool because he's not building any more units, any more drones right now. But right now this game is a complete game of drones. Spocria is getting up an Overlord. He has just maxed out on his food. And there it goes, the spawning pool at 7 for iMatt. And Spocria says a little GLHF. So very early pool action going down on iMatt's side of the field. Both these players looking to come out of the gates for an early start. I believe this is platinum level, so we should see some good stuff. Although I have been informed that typical Zerg strategy is not something that you'll want to see here. So we'll see how it goes. Anyways, spawning pool at about 1 minute and 40 seconds, almost finished. This will be a very early pool, very early rushing strategy. Pardon me, this cough is not going away anytime soon. Well, I certainly hope so. Gas goes down on iMatt's side of the field right as the spawning pool finishes up. Over back at Spocria's base, we see nothing but drones still being built. iMatt is actually quite a little bit further past his Explosion drones. He does the gas extractor trick, so he is able to build up a little bit of extra units. He gets 3 Zerglings coming out. Oh, 3 Zergling pairs. And iMatt is apparently very sick of these ZvZs, so he decides to end it quite early if possible. And in the meantime, a fast expansion going down for Spocria. This is going to be a bad move for him, though, if he does not properly scout what's going on. He finally throws down his spawning pool himself, but those Zerglings are marching their way across all the way and into Spocria's natural. They're going to see it. They're going to be able to do quite a lot of damage. So right now iMatt is building up very slowly his drone count. He's letting this one army of Zerglings take out whatever they can find right up ahead. Gas goes down on Spocria's side of the field, who is just a little bit ahead in supply and, of course, mineral count. But we see that a lot of stuff is being built currently right now for Spocria. He is going to get the spawning pool up just barely in time, but it looks like those Zerglings aren't even going for the natural. They're going to go straight for the throat, straight for the kill. The drones are starting to surround them, but doing a poor job of it, and the micro action coming out of iMatt is doing... oh, it's very good right now. So those drones are trying to hold out just until a couple of Zerglings can come out of the gates. Maybe perhaps a queen on Spocria's side of the field. He does have this other hatchery almost finished up, but there's nothing, no units at all that are going to be able to defend against this. And iMatt has the advantage, even though all of those drones have been quite dangerous right now and very efficient at picking off a couple of Zerglings. But here come more of Spocria's Zerglings, the first batch of them, and those Zerglings of iMatt's are going to get taken down. So who really has the advantage right now? If you take a look at the units lost tab, we see, well, iMatt lost nothing but those Zerglings, and maybe a little bit due to the gas that he delayed. And of course, Spocria lost quite a lot of his drones, and he's sending the Zerglings across the map right now and trying to take out a little bit, do a little bit of retaliatory damage. Maybe if there's another base right here, it would have been particularly useful. But right now, iMatt is staying on one base. He is finally gassing up. His tech is a little bit delayed, but of course, so is Spocria's, who is unable to do anything until he was able to fend off iMatt's attack. In fact, his worker count has gone down significantly, but he did bounce right back up. Okay. So now we see nothing but 2 queens out on the field on iMatt's side, and he is not even spreading creep right now. He is going to be able to fend off these Zerglings reasonably easy, and the first of them come right on marching in. I'm sorry, there actually is some creep spread going on, and there come the other Zerglings to defend against Spocria's counterattack. Nothing doing here. Very nice, very easy, and pardon me for a moment. Infestation in my throat. That's not very good. Okay, another hatchery goes down for iMatt, who is starting his expansion slowly across the map now. Even though the Spocria does have an established one, and we take a look at the unit count, he is in fact quite up on the up and up. But it looks like iMatt is right back in there, keeping his drone count coming right on up. Still a game of drones, complete macro action. And of course, we see these unupgraded Zerglings. Yep, I don't even think he's going to be bothering to get the metabolic boost upgrade. I typically always get it, but again, this is not a typical game. From what I can tell, this is a very, very different game than what we're going to expect to see most of the time in a ZvZ. Creep spread is going down nice and easy, very, very slow, very deliberately. And Spocria is actually supply blocked right now. What is he going to do? We'll take a look at the production. He is building up a couple of queens and finishing off with drones. There come the overlords, that very cool little overlord overlay that we see. And the drone count is actually kind of low in his natural, but in his main he's got a lot more of them. And he is only sitting on 1 gas right now. He is not taking extremely heavily, whereas iMatt actually has both his gases completely saturated, but the supply is again very low. Metabolic boost is now being researched for Spocria. Over on his side of the field, he is getting those speedlings out as soon as he can, maybe committing a little bit more heavily to the Zergling assault, but he's not attacking with them right now because between these 2 queens and these Zerglings, not a lot is going to get done, even if there's hardly any mining going on this side of the field on that natural expansion. iMatt is now upgrading himself to a lair, getting that tech out. He's able to fend off any little intelligence gathering attempts that Spocria is going to be doing. Spocria, in the meantime, is getting at a couple more Zerglings and finishing up his Roach Warren. I cannot believe I missed actually all of that coming down because I'm so bad at watching the macro. But there we are. Still only 1 gas over here. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. And not really a lot of expanding going on, but we'll see how it goes. And yeah, you know, a little bit creep spread. Spreading that creep. That looks like what's going on in my throat right now. Not gonna lie. A lot more creep tuners going down on this side of the field, and we also see a spine crawler and an evo chamber going down for iMatt, who is spreading very deliberately and very slowly. He's got tons of queens out in the field. He is larva injecting and only his natural, and he is not really doing a whole... Actually, sorry, I'm incorrect. He has another queen over at his main base. He does have a hive up, and in the meantime, that overlord, if it's not careful, is going to be taken down by that queen, even if she is quite a lot slower off creep. He is going to lose that, going to get supply blocked. Oh! And it goes pop. That was just nasty. And we see what else is going on. Burrow being researched on iMatt's side while he is currently supply blocked. A decent use of resources. And of course, we see an infestation pit going down. Does this mean infestors or possibly some swarm hosts to deal with this Zergling, half-hearted Zergling assault, of course? We will see what happens. Well, and I know something based on the title of the game, but I won't be saying anything. Even though, iMatt, you're probably watching this and thinking, obviously I know what I'm going to go. I'm not going to tell him anything. Well, fine. Have it to yourself. iMatt scouts out over on this side of the base, sees that there isn't really a whole lot of buildings or creep spread going down over there. In fact, no creep spread has really happened outside the main of Spocria. He has made most of his expansions and most of his buildings inside of his natural, and he starts getting out roaches. Roaches are good. Alright, in the meantime, whoa, that camera angle was wonky. We see pathogen glands being researched, so we will see some infestors coming out very shortly. Another evolution chamber, even though this other one is not researching anything at this time. A nice little wall-off effect that iMatt has been able to do. What will he build coming up, though? We see he's also building a... I'm sorry, that's Spocria side of the field, building a spine crawler. But 5 infestors are coming out right now for iMatt. It is, in fact, the infestor hit squad. You don't want to mess with these guys. Fungal growth, man. That shit's nasty. But in the meantime, we see quite a lot of Zerglings coming out on the side of the field of iMatt. He has, in fact, right now, 18 of them. But here come the infestors. They ready to take. They ready to do some damage. Now they're going to start marching across the field. In the meantime, these Zerglings are coming up. Spocria is seeing that there is, in fact, no third expansion, while he himself is getting one on this side of the field. And those Zerglings march right on through. They're not going to see the Infestors, but they are going to see that Zergling army. They're going to think they can do a lot of damage, but no, they're not. They're going to run right on away, while these 5 Infestors are marching over to Spocria's side of the field. While all of these Zerglings are away, they will do so much damage, and there is still... Whoa, another funky camera angle. I apologize for that. No detection on Spocria's side of the field. So, while these Zerglings are massing, preparing for some kind of assault, iMatt is going to be able to do quite a lot of damage. He is, in fact... Ooh, Overseer coming out. Okay, cool. iMatt is going to be able to do quite a lot of damage with these 5 Infestors he has. He can fungal down a lot of the worker units and take out quite a lot of them. He can spawn Infested Terrans to do a lot of damage to these Queens, these drones, and this Auxiliary Hatchery. He sees what's going on. He doesn't see a whole lot of extra tech. 2 Infestors marching straight into the main base, and iMatt better be careful, because there are some... Oh, there's a decent amount of Mutalisks, but they have no detection still. The Overseer that that Spocria does have is nowhere to be found. He launches a ton of infested Terran eggs. Oh my goodness, all of these Mutalisks see them, but the infested Terrans are too many in number. I stand corrected. They do actually get taken down fairly quickly, but a decent bit of damage done. And in the meantime, all these other infested Terrans are doing so much damage over at Spocria's auxiliary mineral line, and he is not responding very quickly with his micro. Oh my goodness, it was too little too late, and Spocria really should have microed those Mutalisks a little bit better. He's not even counterattacking in the meantime. Another base is going down for iMatt, but right now he has so many Hydralisks and Zerglings, it's not even funny. He is going to be able to do a serious amount of damage to these Zerglings and this one Overseer, of course. Even though Spocria appears to have the economic advantage, he is so much lower in supply. He has lost a lot of his worker count. We'll take a look here. 41 drones to 50. iMatt is looking good, and he has done all the damage in this game. All he has lost were those Zerglings and that little bit of minerals that he lost at the beginning for doing the extractor trick. And it looks like none of those Infestors have really gone down right now. Almost at all. And the 3 of those Infestors are marching into the 3rd base of iMatt, which is completely undefended, and there go some infested Terran eggs to deal some serious damage right now. The couple of drones that are there get taken down fairly quickly, and a lot more damage is going to be done to these hatcheries. And what kind of retaliation, what sort of thing will we see coming out of Spocria? He does have an Overseer coming out right now, but these Infestors are just too good. They're able to see exactly what's going on, and they move away very quickly. Well, Spocria is completely distracted trying to deal with it. Now we see a small force of Zerglings leaving and going straight for... what are they going straight for? Well, it just looks like up into the base, but those... Oh, wow. Spocria's Mutalisk didn't see it until the last minute, and that hatchery is going to go down unless it's very careful. Oh, unless Spocria is very, very careful about killing them all off, but the Zerglings are going to do so much damage to that hatchery. Just barely saved it. Excellent job. But right now, even more Lings are in the main base, taking out some of Spocria's workers. And what else do we see? iMatt is actually researching glial reconstitution. Sorry, that's incorrect. Tunneling claws. Oh no, it is glial reconstitution. I'm so bad at knowing this. I'm so bad at this game, guys. Help. Yeah, so his roaches are going to be actually nice and fast. And he does have a couple of roaches coming out on the field right now. All of those Hydralisks have a decent amount of upgrades. He's got the groove spines, and he's got 1 attacks from melee and one missile attacks for his Hydras, and of course now for his roaches coming out. He also has Hydra speed and burrow, and Spocria only has his metabolic boost upgrade. He doesn't even have any air upgrades. So again, that hatchery now goes down. These 3 Infestors are just doing so much damage, keeping Spocria on the ropes, even with all of these, oh my goodness, even with all these base defenses, there's still not enough detection going around, even with a couple of these spore crawlers and things like that. Everywhere that Spocria is, he can't see these Infestors. They're just running train on all of his defenses. And now we see a giant force of Hydras and Roaches moving out on the field. That Overseer goes down, and even though Spocria knows it's coming, he's not going to be able to do much against it. Even with the Banelings coming out on Spocria's side of the field, it's not going to be enough, and these Infestors, if he plays them correctly, are going to be able to fungal down those Banelings. It is not looking good for Spocria right now. We're only 18.5 minutes in, but the natural expansion is in a serious bit of danger, and all those Banelings just say, nope, we're not even going to go right in. And the Mutalisks are already back. Oh, and there go the Banelings nuking down so many of iMatt's units, but it won't even matter because the strength in numbers and the upgrades are just so many and so much right now, and those Infestors are staying alive, getting rid of all of those Mutalisks. Very few of them are left, even though all the Hydras did manage to get wiped out. It looks like Spocria is going to lose the second base. He has a third, but it's not even up. It just goes down now. Mining is very low, very dangerous, and if you look at the units lost tab, again, Spocria is just in a world of hurt, while iMatt is now massing up his defenses once again. He might have lost a ton of his units, but Spocria is in a far worse position, and the assault continues. This Infestor hit squad is just too much for Spocria to handle. And it looks like he will not live long and prosper. Not by a long shot. Oh, Spocria, get that detection. Upgrade that to an Overseer, man. You can do it. But he does not know that these Infestors are here. It is too bad. Well, and now we see a fourth base being taken for iMatt. He is double gassing it up so he can produce whatever it is he wants to start producing. What is he going to produce? Let's take a look. Not even going for Mutalisks. He is, in fact, getting his 2-2 upgrades. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And the Hydras are continuing to be mass. Those Infestors have done so much damage, and they continue to do so much damage. While there is not enough detection out on the field, the Mutalisks are going in for a retaliatory assault. They're going to head straight into this main, but there are so many Spore Crawlers right now that iMatt is going to just laugh this one off. Even if it happens on this side of the field, look at all of these Hydras just say nope. Even though they lose one Queen, several more are there to do everything that they need to do. And iMatt is preparing to mine the hell out of this base, while Spocria is just barely getting his third back up. He's, of course, already lost his natural. His mineability is sufficiently weakened, and all he has are these Mutalisks, and if they go down, it's going to be GG. Man, that is some nasty cold. And we see... what else is going on in the field? Okay, the Mutalisks are chasing away these Speedlings who are just kind of going into scout and maybe do a little bit more harassment, but they're really not all that necessary. And the Infested Terrans are continuing their assault on the Hive Cluster of Spocria. My goodness, that Spinecrawler gets itself away with just 2 health, almost down to nothing, and those Infestors just sit there laughing underground while they spawn all the Infested Terrans. It looks like iMatt didn't even need to get any more upgrades. My goodness, there goes the there goes the Spire. All of these Mutalisks and these Zerglings are really all that Spocria has left right now. He is able to mine out the second base a bit better, but he is in a sufficiently weakened position even so. Oh, and this Roach Hydra composition is just too good, too much, and with those harassing Infestors, as soon as they get their energy back up, they're going to be able to finish off this lair. Even if this Overseer is able to scout them out. It looks like Spocria is going in for an all-in right now with the few units he has left. He's got a couple dozen Zerglings and his Mutalisks flying straight into the main of iMatt, who is going to once again laugh this off. Even if he loses a couple of Overseers, a couple of Queens, and maybe some mining units, it doesn't even matter. Look at all these Spore Crawlers doing so much damage right now. The Queen goes down, but it does not matter at all. And those Zerglings get completely chased off right now by those Roaches, who are just very, very upgraded. 2-2 attacks for melee and for everything else. And even though some damage was dealt, Spocria loses all of his Mutalisks just about, and most of his Zerglings. And even so, these Infestors are still staying alive. The Mutalisks do not know what to do with themselves. Right now, this other base is almost completely getting mined up, getting there. It's getting there. iMatt is already maxed out in his supply. He's got all the upgrades. His unit count is just vastly superior. There is no way he can lose this game right now. It's a foregone conclusion, but it will be interesting to see how it happens with this giant Roach and Hydra army just slowly massing up and getting ready to move out across the field. iMatt is doing phenomenally well, and Spocria, for his credit, is holding on. He is holding on to his base, but he is just so far gone right now. He has completely neglected every little part of his microing that he needs to be doing, and now we see the Roach and Hydra army moving out, slowly getting in position to take out the last mineable base of Spocria, and therefore sealing the deal, ending the game. And these Infestors have just never gone down. They have killed so many, oh my goodness, so many of Spocria's units. And now iMatt, just to add insult to injury, just to rub some salt in that wound, he is starting to go for Ultralisks right now. And this game is going to be over before that even happens. I'm sorry, he has Ultralisks. What am I talking about? Where are they? Where are those Ultralisks? Oh, there they are. Oh, Oh my goodness. Second Spire goes down without much of a fight. All the units are rallied onto another one of those Ultras. Well, actually, that's just their attack pattern. And here they come to wipe out the last remnants of Spocria's base, and those Mutalisks just don't know what to do with themselves. They decide to just hang out, chill, crack a beer, wait for the end of the world. Something like that. And there goes down one of the last buildings of Spocria's. He is still defiant to the end, building a few more units, building up drones at the very last minute, and there it goes. Spocria has been defeated, and iMatt wins the game with his Infestor hit squad, doing so much crucial and critical damage to everything that Spocria had. Brilliant, brilliant strategy, good sir. I say to you, as an off-race Zerg, you did quite well. You really did. Well played, everybody. I hope you enjoyed my casting. And we're going to go, boom, back into that screen. Sorry if it sounded a little sick. Sorry if my audio quality is complete shit. Let me know. What did you think? How'd you like my casting? I believe I've actually casted one or two of yours before. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to go back and play a few more games myself now. I'm excited. ZvZ. That's a lot of fun. All right. Until next time, I'm Pyrotechnics, and this is my casting. See ya.